Our next guest is the founder of a group for adventurous Kiwis who travel New Zealand doing epic missions. And this next story will show some of the cool stuff that they do. It's also going to talk about mental health and suicide too.
MSFT Productions are a crew of mates who simply love life.
We just made it to Gizzy. Absolutely frothing. The crew are frothing. There's a lot of froth in the air.
They capture that spirit on film so they can, as they say, spread the froth. But at the end of 2020, the crew lost one of their own, Rido, to suicide. Founding frother Jack Jensen was left reeling.
Doesn't make any sense to me or to any of the boys. It's absolutely rock the boys. It's absolutely rock the family, as you can imagine. Don't be afraid to speak up and speak to your mates. They'll appreciate a talk. If you're feeling low, the good, the bad, the ugly, that's what mates are there for. That's what life's all about, having backs.
Now Jack and the crew are on a new mission to get people to open up with a campaign called Spark That Chat. And they're raising funds for the Mental Health Foundation with a clothing line, modelled here by Rido's mum, dad and sister.
But joining us now is Jack Jensen. And Jack, heaps of people watching will have a story like yours with Rido. What's going wrong in New Zealand?
It's the stigma around the hard man syndrome, I think, in young males and, you know, the generation before us. And I think it's just the lack of education around being able to be open and honest with the way you feel. You're a gnarly person if you open up and talk about the way you feel inside. Like, it's, as all of you out there would know, it's tough, it's raw and it's real, but the best way to take that is straight up the guts and deal with it there and then, instead of bottling it up and waiting for it to explode. Everyone goes through those hard times, so it's just dealing with it the right way.
So what does, being like an extreme sports dude have to do with opening up and having a chat?
I think it's the way it fully crosses over in my mind, and that is straightforward to look at. Is you're sitting, for me, it's sitting up the top of a hill looking at a 30-metre face, about to jump 160 foot and get upside down on my dirt bike. And roll away from that with the most incredible feeling of blood rushing through the veins, the serotonin, the gratitude of it, of that moment, and the overcoming that obstacle. It's the same way exactly to open up and be in that situation of being around a group of mates or a mate and being courageous to open up and spark that chat. So, yeah, that's the best way I can really put it out there.
And if Rido is looking down now, what's he thinking about you being on the project, talking about emotions?
He would probably a bit of a laugh, to be honest,
Yeah.
But absolutely proud.
Jack, I love the example you're setting. Here's to it, making the change you're looking for. Thanks for joining us.
Absolute pleasure, team. Thank you for having me.
So cool. Such important kōrero, and for the rest of March, 100% of the proceeds from Jack's Spark That Chat merch is going to go to the Mental Health Foundation. We'll put some information about that on our Facebook page, and, you know, important stuff to talk about. And if you need someone to talk to after that story, 1737 is there anytime you need it.